Isolation of nations, different climate and resources as well as other factors, led to different customs in different places forming. But with globalization, we are able to know about those differences and prepare for them. However, some things are less talked about because people may not even realize that it could be different in other places, so there is always something that can surprise us. The country that people like to talk about very often is the US. There are so many things they do differently, so visiting the country or living there might cause some culture shocks. Your sugar has very little food in it. Seeing children of all different colors, it was beautiful. The treatment of veterans. A lot of communication around the respect they deserve. Yet many of them are broke, homeless, and in a generally bad position. Not really a shock, but one thing that really surprised me was the sheer amount of flags. It was like almost every building had an American flag. Here in Belgium, if I see a house with a national flag, I assume there's some kind of sport event going on that I didn't know about. The toilet doors, or lack thereof. Not enough door. Seriously, you're a wealthy enough country, you don't need to leave an inch gap at the sides and a foot and a half at the top and bottom. Could not walk anywhere or take good public transport. Always had to take Ubers or hitch lifts. Everything was also huge. Cities, buildings, regular houses, food portions. I'd say people, but I did not see anybody who was hugely obese there at least. There was an insane amount of space just everywhere. As a European used to being crammed into every available nook, even in rural areas, the way that towns and cities just stretched out was unimaginable. Everyone I met treated me like a long-lost friend. The air conditioning, everywhere, and the literal temperature shock between the inside and the outside of any feking building. Everything being feking huge. Literally. Road lanes, groceries, soda sizes, especially distances. Where I come from, 3 hours of driving are enough to cross half of the country. In the US, it's just a small drive to go to see a relative or something. Lawyer commercials and if this happened to you, you can sue them commercials. Christianity everywhere. On your money in the school every Sunday. Churches everywhere. In your pledge, in the Boy Scouts, versus at the bottom of In-Out milkshakes. I was walking down the street and there were some road workers doing something a bit ahead. When I got near them, one of them approached me and super kindly asked me to cross to the other side, halted the traffic so I could cross, and wished me a nice day as I went along. In my country, they would have probably heckled at me for not crossing, and I would have told them to go f themselves for not signaling things properly as I walked in the middle of the street, potentially getting hit by a car. Turn right on red. Beautiful. The importance of the college, university you go to. For me, it felt like the name, you can even call it brand, of the college is more important than your actual skills and knowledge, as well as the quality of education you receive. So many times people ask me, which college? University I visit and told me about their college and the college their children are visiting. Totally different than what I am used to in Germany, where it is mainly focused on your skills and grades, not the college. University you're visiting. Tipping. And not just tipping, but tipping so much that the entire thing I bought, for example, a meal, is now in an entirely higher price bracket. How early everything starts. School, work, 6 a.m. wake-ups. That was hard. Advertisements in between the title credits of the show and the actual show. You guys have a lot of advertisements. Spray cheese, I was not ready. No sidewalks, not everywhere, But outside of major cities, you often literally can't walk between places safely. The different kinds of flavors for beverages. I was overwhelmed by the sheer number of options. Just so you guys know, I enjoyed having multiple options. Until I came to the US, I had no idea I liked blue raspberry flavored soda, and I found out that I like to mix different kinds of sodas from the fountain and make a cocktail soda occasionally. Also, I like how you guys have a shit-ton of flavors for your alcohol. I liked a lot of them, but to be honest, I didn't enjoy the whipped cream flavored stuff. Medical advertisements on TV. Sewers turtles aren't Ninja Turtles. When we first arrived and I walked up to a soda machine, we never had those, and I think I drank 10 to 15 refills of Coke before my parents started yelling at me. Unlimited soda. Are you kidding me? What the feck? Billboards, they are everywhere. You can go hours in the UK driving without seeing one. In Florida, I saw one every few minutes. Ads on TV, motherfucker, just play the show. This is painful. Traffic, how do people drive in the US? It's so easy to get caught in traffic. It's everywhere. Feeker, just drive, it's painful. Edda feeking round about 7-Elevens are magical places though. People pay for their own food. As someone who came from China, where everyone fights for the bill without the intention to pay, this is very refreshing. 1. No walls around houses or burglar bars by windows. 2. HOAs. I don't get why neighbors can have any say as to how long grass should be or what color I cannot paint a house. 3. People walking around with their phones in hand freely and not worried about getting robbed. 4. Not all, but how many know little about anything outside of the US. 5. How hard they go in advertising for any and everything. My wife is from the Philippines and also worked in Singapore for over 10 years. When she came here, she had many surprises, but one big one was the ability to return items that she had purchased. She had never been able to do that before. How non-physical Americans are. I'm Latina, and every time I meet someone new, it's considered polite to hug and kiss their cheek as a greeting. Obvi, with professionals, it's a no-go. But like if I'm introduced to a friend of a friend, I would do a very light hug and kiss. It was mind-blowing to me that Americans mostly did the half-hearted wave or a handshake. People really care about their teeth, like whitening and straightening. Drive-through ATM, very friendly people. How very obese so many Americans were. Water fountains in every public place. Heating system in every house. I was amazed by so many trees along the highways. Still am. A sign at the front door of a restaurant to remind patrons not to bring your firearms inside, to please leave them in your car for those who are asking. I saw it in Phoenix, Arizona. The homeless in the US are very abrasive. I'm from Africa and am used to beggars and squatters, but the ones I came into contact with in California were so loud, obnoxious, and invasive. Root beer, 40. The power of some toilet flushes shocked me. One was so loud it actually hurt my ears. Then I remembered the whole poo knife thing and figured it must be necessary. That you can't have a beer with your lunch in a lot of places. I get that they are family-friendly places, but where's my beer? Here you can pretty much get one at any restaurant from 11 a.m. onwards. The way in LA food came with warnings like, may cause cancer, antibiotics used when buying things with meat in. There was work being done on the highway, and after like every kilometer, there was a dude standing with a sign telling us how long the traffic jam still is. Or was it remaining construction area in miles? Don't remember really. The thing is, why were there dudes? In my country, we just hang those signs to iron sticks, lol. The first was on the train from the airport into Newark. There were well-dressed people coming back from the races, and they were sober. At home, that would have been a heavily drunk party train. Oh, and then being able to buy 500 paracetamol at once in a pot. What the feck? It was weird to see alcohol being sold at ordinary grocery stores. Where I live, it is only sold at liquor stores. Many things, but the biggest was how difficult it was to take a left turn at an intersection. I had taken a car on rent as I could drive on my B1, and I thoroughly enjoyed driving there, but this rule baffled me.